This is a project based on data mining. The title of the project is An Analysis of Density-Based Algorithms, dbscan and optics. This project has been done by Akifunisa, P. Apurva, G. Ramya Teja, and B. Surya Kanti, with the help of our internal guide, Associate Professor Mrs. Beena Betel, and Head of Department, Mrs. K. Anuradha Madam. Data mining refers to extracting or mining knowledge from large amounts of data. There are many methods in data mining. They are classification, clustering, and association. We have dealt with the density-based clustering algorithms, which comes under clustering. Clustering is grouping of objects into different sets which possess similar properties.
Density-based spatial clustering of applications with noise is a density-based clustering algorithm. There are a few keywords in this, like noise points, border points, core points, min points, epsilon neighborhood. Noise points are the points which have not been included in the clusters. Border points are the points which happen to be on the border of the cluster. A point is a core point if it has more than a specified number of min points within epsilon radius. Epsilon radius is a given value by the user. The neighborhood within an epsilon radius of an object is called as the epsilon neighborhood of the object. Density reachable. An object Q is directly density reachable from object P if Q is within the epsilon neighborhood of P and P is the core object. Density connectivity. An object P is density connected to object Q with respect to epsilon and min points if there is an object O such that both P and Q are density reachable from O with respect to epsilon and min points. The clusters are formed when a point has the minimum number of min points in its epsilon neighborhood.
dbscan can cluster objects according to input parameters such as epsilon and min points and still leaves the user with the responsibility of selecting parameter values that will lead to the discovery of acceptable clusters. This is the problem with many of the clustering algorithms. To help overcome this difficulty, a cluster analysis method called optics was proposed. Instead of producing a dataset clustering explicitly, optics computes an augmented cluster ordering for automatic and interactive cluster analysis. In optics, core distance. The figure here shows the concepts of core distance and reachability distance. Suppose that epsilon is equal to 3 centimeters and min points, that is the minimum number of required points, equal to 5. The core distance of O is a distance epsilon dash between O and the fifth closest data object. That is because the number of min points is equal to 5. The reachability distance of P dash with respect to O is the core distance of O, that is epsilon dash is equal to 2.8 centimeters. Because this is greater than the Euclidean distance from O to P1, the reachability distance of P2 with respect to O is an Euclidean distance from O to P2 because this is greater than the core distance of O.
The execution of dbscan algorithm is as follows. Initially, a window is displayed on which a button launch is present. This launch button helps in getting started. Upon clicking the launch button, the user will be navigated to another window on which 3 labels, min points, epsilon, and E are present. The user needs to input the values, after which the user has to press the ear button to get the clusters. The pink circles are the clusters formed by the core points, and the blue circles are formed by the points which are at a reachability distance from the core points. Another button called table is present in the same window. Upon clicking on it, a new frame is opened which displays a table called rain table, which gives the details of the original clusters, that is the pink colored clusters. The next is the execution of the optics. The execution of the optics is same as dbscan. The only difference in optics is you get only blue color circles which represent the clusters formed by the core points, and the range is different for different circles. The table button over here functions as the same in the dbscan. The range are different for the different clusters. Thank you.